It's quite a situation to smash. We can do it, though. We are strong and we are capable, and we are, as our college vignettes that I started with reveal, exactly who we need to be at this moment, turning ever more towards the community, towards the pressing social, environmental, economic, and scientific challenges facing the next generation. This is, as our grad students' interests reveal, a moment of profound importance in society. How fortunate we are to be right here, where our students come to find a way forward. Isn't it an amazing thing that as faculty, the questions this institution asks are in your hands? Your scholarship is in your hands. The curriculum is in your hands. Every syllabus, every class, every text, every insight handed down through generations, these puzzle pieces of knowledge add up to the degrees we confer. Every single piece of that inheritance in classrooms and in our research and in our creative practice, our faculty can renovate. Our faculty are renovating. Let us be beholden to the future, the one in which our students thrive because we've given them the knowledge and skills to do so. Let us make the future a place where, rather than overwhelming, these challenges are met. To do that, we must continue to let go of curriculum and research and artistic practices inherited from the past that do not serve us today. We must acknowledge that we, too, can be as powerful as we want to be. Let's, as Alicia and Rita asked, smash the whole situation together. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce President Fran Verjee, who will set the tone for our academic year. What I enjoy about working with the president is that he is himself a student of this campus, our work. He is always asking questions. He has a deep interest in all that we do. How, in the end, does it combine to draw out the unique capacity in each of our students to shape a more just and inclusive world? This interest he has often reflects us back to ourselves with insight, detail, and care. I'll be the first to note, though, as well, that these reflections are often accompanied by a healthy dose of challenge. To think through what we do, to use our resources and talents to enable all Titans to thrive, to be ourselves, ultimately the change that society needs. Please welcome President Verjee to the podium for this year's Convocation address. Thank you.
Well, good morning. Oh, I like that. And what a beautiful morning it is in our beloved Meng Hall, right in the center of our incredible campus. I have to say that I live for these moments where I can be with you. Your energy and your commitment, they transform me personally so many times to a depths more than I can really count or describe. And here we are, coming together again, both at a time of reflection and celebration at what we've accomplished, and a communal look into the future toward making our dreams and the dreams of our students and the core community that we are come true. As we gather, we are the physical manifestation of that beautiful spoken word by Dr. Graham. A gathering, a convening, a coming together of purpose and intentionality. We are the open door swung wide. We are into the light because the shadow cannot endure. And in that spirit, I want to stop here and deviate from my prepared remarks for just a moment to highlight this very point. Last Saturday, we learned of a hateful graffiti tagged on a dumpster located at an off-campus private apartment complex at University Village Apartments. The matter is being investigated by the City of Fullerton Police, who have primary jurisdiction over this area because it's off-campus. And our UPD are coordinating with the City of Fullerton Police, and we are also working ourselves trying to get answers from UVA as to what happened. I understand that this incident has caused pain for members of our community. While we've not been able to identify who is responsible for this incident, simply the fact that it occurred just steps from our campus, and in a location where our Titans live and are supposed to thrive, is infuriating. It is intolerable. We will do everything we can to support the investigation. Fighting against marginalization and hate and discrimination and prejudice, it's fundamental and it is critical to the mission of Cal State Fullerton. It's personal to me. Without winning this fight, without conquering injustice, fulfilling our mission at Cal State Fullerton is simply not possible. So I stand with our Black Titans. Whatever we are doing collectively as a community, as a state, as a nation, however hard we may be trying, it is not enough. And it will not be enough until all our Titans, including all our Black Titans, faculty, staff, and students feel welcome and included, not just on our campus, but in our extended community, in Orange County, in our state, and in our nation. As I move forward with my remarks today, as we both celebrate our achievements of last year and we dream and plan for the year to come, I ask that we keep that in mind, keep that goal in mind. And as I look out on our audience today and also into the cameras of those watching and listening online, I know that each of you will do that as you go about your work and with dedication, determination, and care. As we look back on the past year, while we know we have much to do, we truly do have much to be proud of. This past year, we increased graduation rates for first-time freshmen and graduated one of the largest classes in Titan history. We're also in the final lap of our comprehensive campaign, a campaign for we set an aspiring goal, then raised that goal, and then raised it again, only to exceed that twice-revised goal 6 months early. In addition, this past year, we recorded our highest fundraising amount ever, and I think that deserves a round of applause. It Takes a Titan, the widely adopted and now sort of ubiquitous moniker of our comprehensive campaign, is personified for me through each of the individual stories of our faculty, our staff, and our students, our more than 310,000 alumni, and our nearly 12,000 recent graduates. Because of you, we have not only survived, but we have thrived. Without your dedication, without your guidance and support, none of what we will share and celebrate today would have been possible. And we would not dare to dream the dreams of where we might go next. Because of you, today, not only our alumni, but our state legislatures, Congress, the U.S. Department of Education, nonprofits like Fulbright and Excellencia and the Mellon Foundation and Insight into Diversity, and some of the most sophisticated philanthropists in the world, they all see Cal State Fullerton as investment worthy. Because of you, this year we exceeded our overall campaign goal, which is impressive in and of itself. But even more impressive is that we surpassed every goal we set for this campaign. From the number of individual donors and alumni donors, to the number of total gifts and planned gifts, to all the other metrics, any metrics you can think of. But when talking about these achievements, I can't help but think of the amazing Titans that are behind these numbers, each of you. You are at the heart and the soul of who we are and what we do. You are the light in the darkness, shining bright in our region and in our state. You truly are what we always say, the Titans it takes. Before we get started, I do want to stop and recognize some of the Titans who have joined our Titan family for this new year. A special welcome to our 27 new tenure-track faculty hired this year. I hope you got to see them. I hope you got to see their incredible diversity and the disciplines and the experience that they bring in the slideshow that we had before we started. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for transforming students' lives. Let me ask any new faculty and staff, any new administrators hired this year to stand, if you will, so we can recognize, if you're able, please stand. So if I might be so bold, you chose wisely. And we are so grateful that you are here. Also joining us this year is our new Dean of the College of Health and Human Development, Jason Smith, and our new Dean and AVP of Extensions and International Programs, Deborah Leahy. Welcome, Jason and Deborah. It's great to have you. And our new Vice President of Administration and Finance, Alex Porter. Alex comes to us from Cypress College and has experience both at Cal State Long Beach and at the Chancellor's Office. I hope that helps us. So welcome to the Titan family, Alex. We are so very fortunate to have you join us. I'd also like to recognize our newest member of our cabinet, Sue Swarat. Now, Sue is far from new to the campus, but she's new to the senior leadership position as our new Senior Associate Vice President of Institutional Effectiveness and Planning. Sue, I can't wait to see the amazing things that we are all going to do together. And before we move on, I want to take a moment to recognize two special and very important Titans who can't be with us today. Danny Kim, our former Vice President and of Administration and Finance and our CFO, and Dr. Ali Azadian, our former Associate Vice President for Capital Projects and Facilities Management. Both Danny and Ali, they were and they are still beloved members of our Titan family. We miss them. I miss them. We will always remember them. I also want to be sure that we recognize two incredible linchpins in our academic success. First, I'm proud to announce in the last review cycle, we awarded 40 faculty with tenure. Would any of our newly tenured faculty who are here today and are able and willing, please stand so we can celebrate you. Second, I would like to recognize the importance and the sustained work of our incredible CSUF Academic Senate, and especially our Senate exec, with special mention of both our immediate past chair, Steve Stambaugh, and our new chair, Eileen Walsh. I know Eileen couldn't be here, but I'm sure she's watching out there. Hi, Eileen. Would all members of our Academic Senate who are willing and able please stand and be recognized? Thanks. I want to make clear that one of the singular honors for me as president of Cal State Fullerton is to be a senator at the Academic Senate and attend our Academic Senate meetings. And finally, recognition wouldn't be complete if we did not also recognize our amazing student leaders from ASI who are with us today. With those ASI leaders who are standing with us today, please stand if you are able and willing so we can celebrate you. I so appreciate you, and I so look forward to working with you this year. Another one of the honors that I have as president is working with the divisions at Cal State Fullerton that keep us running. I hope that all of you, both our new Titans and our more seasoned, our colleagues have had a chance to tour the campus these past few weeks as we have returned home. I believe that one of the most important components of building a strong community is to provide a home where that community feels not only welcome, but appreciated. A physical space that is both reflective of and worthy of the Titan community. To that point, I am so proud of how our campus looks these days, both inside the classrooms and out. Thank you to Administration and Finance for continuing to maximize the use of our limited dollars. Your tireless work, painting and landscaping and building and cleaning and beautifying our campus, it is both evident and deeply appreciated. Thank you to our folks in academic affairs who have worked so hard to launch this academic year. You are providing research opportunities and equitable pedagogy practices to ensure our students have life-changing experiences in our classrooms. The campus is also buzzing with incredible student support that transcends the walls of the classroom. Thank you to Student Affairs for your commitment to the holistic development of the wellness and success of our students, and for your dedication to building community and a sense of belonging among our Titans that is both evident and powerful. The campus is also innovatively connected thanks to our first-class division of IT that is cutting edge within the CSU or anywhere else for that matter as far as I'm concerned, and they never stop humming. Thank you for your student-centered approach to technology and for ensuring that every student has the technology that matches their individual needs. The campus is home to some of the best Titan staff in our history, thanks to the best HRDI team in the CSU. Thank you for working to promote an equitable, inclusive, and diverse workspace, a place where our students and our staff thrive. And today our campus is being talked about, advocated for, invested in, thanks to university advancement, to a team that is second to none. Thank you, UA, for your work to tell our story, to advocate on our behalf, and to move us to the next level. I guess what I'm saying is, trying to say is thank you to everyone in the Titan family. Some would say that it takes a village to ensure student success. But we know it takes a Titan. Or maybe I should say it takes a herd of Titans. Thank you all for being the Titans it takes. Can we give everyone a round of applause, our whole campus a round of applause? Okay, I know that's a lot of thank yous, but they are well deserved. Now, as I reflect on our past year, among the first observations that come to mind is the teamwork and collaboration that I've witnessed and experienced on our campus. Staff, faculty, and community regularly going above and beyond to ensure our students' success, always student-centered. But as we look forward and we ask ourselves, what is next? What do we hope for and dream of for the coming year? Perhaps the most important thought I have is, what will we do to move ourselves forward, to assure that we continue to advance the mission of Cal State Fullerton? Because as the world moves forward constantly, if we simply bob along without intention or tread water without momentum, we will fall behind and we will lose ground. And so, as I envision the future, I've been focusing on a few key questions that have centered my planning, my direction, and my purpose, as well as my dreams and aspirations for CSUF and the Titan family. I offer these questions to you, these key questions to you, with the hope that they might also help frame your thinking and your actions in the year ahead. Full disclosure, I first heard these questions asked at a recent higher education summit with the United States Secretary of Education. A meeting, by the way, where Cal State Fullerton, unlike any other institution, was publicly highlighted twice by the Deputy Secretary of Education in celebrating all that we are doing. Talk about Titan pride. The questions themselves, they're neither provocative nor complicated. Instead, they are simple and to the point. First, what are we doing to help students navigate our campus? At Cal State Fullerton, we offer so many programs, so many services, so many opportunities to our students. But in so doing, are we working to assure that in addition to building those programs, we are also paving the necessary pathways for students to access them? In addition to providing access, are we actually assessing those programs to ensure their effectiveness? I will tell you, as president, I am consistently amazed by the offerings that we have, both the quality and the quantity. But I'm equally shocked by the lack of awareness of these great offerings by the very students that often need them most. Simply put, our students need each of us to be navigators alongside them, sextons to help them find their way across the vastness of 41,000 students and among the plethora of programs to find the particular ones that best suit them. Second, what are we doing to assure that our students thrive and succeed in their academic journey? Today, Higher education is filled with immersive experiences, the use of IT, AI, stackable credentials, community-engaged scholarship, and the list goes on and on. Learning doesn't stop in the classroom anymore. It doesn't stop at that door. It extends outside into the lab, into the campus, into the community, and into the world. And as this landscape changes, we must continue to change with it, to prepare our students academically, professionally, and personally to be the leaders and the dream builders that we want them to be for tomorrow. And finally, what are we doing to make our students feel welcome, included, and part of the Titan family? To state the obvious, our students are resilient, and many have proven that they can get through just about anything, especially after what we've been through the last few years. However, we cannot expect them to find their way or thrive academically if we do not do our part in creating an inclusive campus where they can develop a sense of belonging, a sense that they are not just tolerated or accepted, but actually included on our campus, a sense that they are not just customers or consumers, but they are actually the reason why we are here, that they are members of the Titan family, that they are recognized for the value that they bring, that they bring us richness, that we invite that richness to shape and reshape us, that they are additive and we would be less without them. To be blunt, we can't simply declare that we are an HSI or announce that we are committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion if we are not simultaneously and constantly taking the steps to be so in action as well as words, to change and improve. For our students, absolutely, but also for our faculty and for our staff. Research shows that students, and for that matter, faculty and staff, are much more invested and do much better when they effectively answer these three questions in the affirmative. Don't take my word for it. Listen to one of our own students' journey at Cal State Fullerton, a journey that perfectly highlights why these answers to these questions, why this work matters every single day. I want to tell you the story of Zach Cauley. CSUF graduate student Zach Cauley never imagined he would be attending college, let alone go on to earn his master's degree. When he was 15 years old, he was diagnosed as a C4 quadriplegic after breaking his neck and suffering from a spinal cord injury. After his injury, Zach became wheelchair-bound with paralysis in his upper and lower body. Navigating this new journey full of uncertainty, he set the seemingly unimaginable intention of graduating from high school on time with his classmates. And then he just did it. With post-high school graduation options limited, he knew he had to consider options that he had previously not considered. To quote Zach, "After my accident happened and all of my physical abilities got taken away, I had to make a decision to start using my brain more." While college had not previously seemed an option, all of a sudden, the path became clear. With a visit to Cal State Fullerton, our accessible campus, and a scholarship made attending a university an actual option, and Cal State Fullerton became Zach's clear choice. He graduated in the spring of 2018 with a bachelor's degree in human services, and in the fall of 2018, he began Cal State Fullerton's master's program in counseling, which he is going to graduate from this year. Zach knew he wanted to give back to others and help people, but with his physical injury, he just wasn't sure how that would be possible. But with the education and the support he received at Cal State Fullerton, he knows that this is what he's supposed to be doing for the rest of his life. Cal State Fullerton allowed him to find his passion, and his time here has had such a lasting and significant impact on his life. As Zach put it, everything just fell into place. And it's been an amazing journey. Over the years, I slowly fell in love with the school. I didn't think I would have a college education. I don't think I'd have a college education if I hadn't gone to Cal State Fullerton. I love the campus. I love the people. I love being a Titan. Simply put, at Cal State Fullerton, Zach found navigators and guides to help him on his journey. He accessed academic offerings that assured his future success, and perhaps most importantly, he found a sense of belonging and inclusion that validated his identity and recognized and continues to recognize his essential, irreplaceable value to the Titan family. So I share Zach's story as both a direct reflection of both the work that we are doing and the work that we aspire to do. His story is itself an allegorical answer to the three simple questions, and more importantly, I hope serves as an inspiration to assure that all Titans have a similar experience. Let me be clear. We are doing this work. You are doing this work every day, and for the most part, we are doing it well. But I also believe that with intentionality, with concerted and corporate effort, and with, frankly, missionary zeal, we must assure that we are able to answer these questions in the affirmative for all our students, for all our faculty, and for all our staff. With that in mind, let's turn for a few minutes to a deeper dive into the celebration of the success of our divisions over the past year as they have worked to help Titans navigate, provided a robust academic environment dedicated to the exploration and to inquiry, and fostered a true sense of belonging and inclusion. When it comes to academic affairs, you've already heard from our wonderful provost, Dr. Thomas. That said, I'm here to tell you that academic affairs work this year has been nothing short of Herculean. Thanks in large part to the collaborative work that they engaged in this entire division, we submitted 102 grants and contract proposals and received $35 million in grants and contract funding with not just one, but 2 Mellon Foundation grants this year. Many of these grants specifically align with our guiding principles for social justice to amplify our HSI designation. And because so many of these grants involve students in research, they also directly answer the second question I posited, which is, are we providing the academic experience our students deserve? With 681 Scopus Index publications, we also had a record number of publications in 2021, and a 10% increase from the year prior, which was a record then. Again, multiple student contributions as well. Given the impact of the pandemic, academic affairs also worked collaboratively on our campus-wide initiatives to bring back Titans, a program designed to re-engage students who have stopped out, strengthening opportunities for completion and graduation for those students. Folks across academic affairs have also spent the last year and a half coming together with a major enhancement of academic advising, one that will provide every incoming student with a professional navigator to help support their success. And then there's one of the things I'm most proud of, our Equitable Pedagogy module, a course intended to assure that all faculty understand and can practice equity-minded teaching to improve student experiences in the classroom and student success outcomes. Now let's be clear, this unique and innovative course was designed by our faculty for our faculty. And to date, over 55% of our tenure-track faculty have completed that module. When it comes to work, let's give them a hand. When it comes to work of the Division of Administration and Finance over the past year, as I said earlier, one need only walk on the campus to enter a classroom to experience it firsthand. Yet so much of what this team does is also behind the scenes. Let's face it, they pay the bills, they process the reimbursements, they balance our budget, they care for and clean for our grounds and facilities. Then there are the more visible projects. Breaking ground on the new visual arts complex that I love watching them tear down those buildings. Completing our Pollock Library renovation, completing the baseball softball complex, the spectacular renovation of the second floor of McCarthy Hall, our new aquatic center, our multiple touchdown and gathering spaces all over our campus, and of course, our new beautiful residence hall complex that now is open and is housing 600 new Titans. And besides the brick and mortar, honoring our student-centered mission, this fall, Admissions and Finance created a schedule of those students who were to be disenrolled for failure to pay fees. And then Business Services intentionally and painstakingly combed through that list to find potential solutions, working with students, student by student, to prevent their disenrollment of literally 1,000 students who, rather than dropping out or stopping out, are actually attending classes today and moving forward with their degree. Here's Alex with a little bit more about admin and finance.
Hello, my name is Alexander Porter, and I serve as the Vice President for Administration and Finance and Chief Financial Officer here at Cal State Fullerton. I am deeply honored to have joined the Titan family this past June as the campus prepared for the new academic year. The Division of Administration and Finance manages a wide array of operations, from maintaining and enhancing university buildings and grounds to overseeing all campus dining operations and providing important business services support. More importantly, the division is responsible for ensuring the health, safety, and security of our campus community. I'm excited to share that Cal State Fullerton has officially earned its first STARS Gold rating in recognition of its sustainability achievements from the Association of Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. Cal State Fullerton is a leader in sustainable mobility. The university was designated as one of 2022's best workplaces for commuters in the nation, having met the national standard of excellence in offering our employees exceptional commuter benefits to participate in alternative transportation options. Cal State Fullerton currently has 48 charging stations available, with an additional 52 new Level 2 EV charging ports being installed in Lot G later this year through our partnership with the Southern California Edison's Charge Ready program. Campus beautification, classroom improvements, and technological advancements continue to be a priority as we enhance the learning environment and facilities. Throughout the campus, a number of campus beautification projects improved outdoor areas with trellises, lawn space, shady seating areas, and outdoor study areas for collaboration with both power and Wi-Fi extensions built in. Capital programs and facilities management helps to create innovative spaces throughout the campus with modernizations, new renovations, and new construction. The University Police Department personnel conducted presentations for 2,940 community members, completed 55 DEI, communication, and mental health training sessions, and handled over 20,000 incidents and calls for service. And they intend to increase their on-campus presence with monthly outreach programs, which highlights their dedication to student success. Our division is committed to continuing our efforts in building partnership with our diverse campus community and its many stakeholders. We thank you for your partnership and look forward to exploring opportunities to maintain our excellence as the best campus in the CSU system.
He doesn't look that much like a newbie, does he? Over the past year, our campus has also remained steadfast in our commitment to creating a truly diverse, equitable, and inclusive community. And HRDI has played a significant role in those efforts. Our Diversity and Inclusive Leadership Academy, or DILA, continues to provide an in-depth experience through the integration of competency building, seminars, applied learning, and open dialogue sessions. HRDI also partnered with Academic Affairs to continue to increase our diverse tenure track faculty ranks and remain focused on recruiting and retention efforts at every level as laid out in Goal 3 of our strategic plan. And to celebrate the power of our many Titan stories, HRDI launched the second annual One Book, One CFU program, CSUF program, rather. George Takai was brought to campus to share his experiences and inspire us to greater efforts. I know David will share more about the book for you this year in just a bit. The division also worked with departments across the campus to continue intentional programs under our Titans Together, Striving for Justice, Equity, and Inclusion initiative. Through HRDI's partnership with the Faculty Development Center in our Faculty of Color learning communities, faculty across all subject areas and all colleges, and backgrounds came together to identify common barriers and develop strategies to foster successful scholarship, teaching, and service requirements for retention, tenure, and promotion to full professorship. To learn more about HRDI's work, here is our own VP of HRDI, David Forges.
Hi, I'm David Forges, your Vice President for Human Resources, Diversity, and Inclusion. Happy new academic year. To our many new Titan faculty and staff, we are so glad you have joined us. Thank you for choosing Cal State Fullerton as your new professional home. Our division's mission is centered around our core value of people first. We strive to deliver valuable services to faculty, staff, and student employees to create an environment where a diverse community thrives. Our team, like all our Titans, continue to pivot to meet the challenges of navigating our new normal and a shift in our work. This past year, HRDI focused on our post-pandemic initiatives, wellness, evolving culture, and creating an information pipeline. The health and safety of you and our entire campus community is our top priority in HRDI. We did last year, and we will this year, host several flu and COVID-19 vaccine clinics on campus for you and your families. To address the evolving culture of the work across campus post-pandemic, we've also implemented a permanent telecommuting policy, and this past summer we piloted a 980 summer program. In addition to that, our staff development conference last year was held virtually in October, and the Staff Development Center, where we're coming to you from today, was opened for learning and community. We developed new hybrid trainings for search committees across all of our employee groups, focused on conducting equitable and inclusive searches. In addition, CSUF was selected by the Chancellor's Office as a lead campus to implement the Common Human Resource System. Our annual University Awards program returned to the Titan Gym last year after 2 years with over 800 Titans in attendance. It was great to see our faculty and staff celebrated for their years of service and contributions to the university, live and in person again. As we look ahead to the new academic year, one of our biggest initiatives will be our Campus Climate Survey. This survey is part of our university strategic plan and will inform our direction in our DEI work in the years ahead. We will need all Titan voices to participate in this important initiative. You can also become a champion of inclusion this semester. Consider joining our ICC program with an in-person and on-demand options, and faculty can still complete the Equitable Pedagogy module virtual course. We also encourage you to join our One Book, One CSUF Campus Book Club. The title for the 22-23 year is One of the Good Ones by Micah and Maritza Molite. Be on the lookout for campus book distributions and events this fall. And be sure to save the date for our second annual Staff Development Conference in person October 10th and 11th. I would like to thank each division and college for your continued partnership and support. And from all of us in HRDI, thank you to every amazing Titan faculty and staff member for your continued support of our Titan students and for making CSUF such a great place to work. Our students are lucky to have you, and I'm grateful to be able to serve alongside you in our important work.
In today's university environment, virtually nothing happens without technology. And here at Cal State Fullerton, that means the Division of Information and Technology will somehow be involved. Here are some of the key successes for IT over the past year. IT expanded and enhanced wireless infrastructure on our campus, including wireless access points to support student digital access all over campus. It worked tirelessly to eliminate the digital divide for Cal State Fullerton students by opening the Center for Equitable Digital Access. The Division of IT also created faculty dashboards and partnered with academic affairs to institutionalize digital degree roadmaps, revised the eligibility index to include multi-factor admissions criteria, enhancing our admissions processes, and with other divisions created messaging campaigns for students to ensure barriers were removed. And in case you haven't noticed, our IT division is on a mission to eliminate paper, to streamline and digitize processes, and increase efficiencies in every division. And here's Amir with more on IT.
Hi, my name is Amir Dabirian. I'm the Vice President for Information Technology. I'm so excited that we're back for another fall semester, fall 2022. We overcome 2 years of COVID, and we're now back together on campus. I want to tell you a little bit about our goals that are coming in the fall of 2022. We have 6 goals. We've been working very hard to get ready for the campus. We opened the Center for Equitable Digital Access in the spring of 2022. The center has been working hard to provide laptops, training, and readiness for all of our students. We've been handing out over 1,000 equipment to our coming fall semester students. We also hired instructional designers this summer and getting ready for more online education. This year, we focus on inclusive organizational excellence. Some of the programs include Women in Cybersecurity and our keynote in a Tech Day. Tech Day finally is in person this year. Come and see us in Tech Day in October 4, 2022, focusing on digital equity. Hope to see you there. I'm so excited to talk about our new social media channel, IT Tuffy. Come and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We also have movie night throughout the year. Come and watch a movie under the star. We have food, bring your family, bring your friends, and enjoy the night. I just want to say I'm so excited to help our diverse student, faculty, and staff. We have all the technology they need to be successful at Cal State Fullerton. And if they need anything, our amazing IT team is there to help support them. Right, team? Yes!
Amir, it's that team that makes you look good. It's that team that makes you look good. Not to be outdone, this year, Student Affairs was also on the march, enhancing student success. Dirk, the Veterans Resource Center, the Male Success Initiative, the Center for Scholars, and all our other identity and belonging groups did a spectacular job of creating spaces and places that foster identity, exploration, and a sense of belonging for all while cultivating learning and academic success, including efforts to amplify our HSI designation and celebrating our first ever HSI week. Student Affairs, in partnership with Administration and Finance, saved 1,000 students from spring 2022 disenrollment, utilizing more than $3.5 million in one-time discretionary financial aid funding to help pay down student balances. And to top it off, over 40% of those students saved were seniors, so those seniors will graduate. Student Affairs also worked with Administration and Finance to utilize GI 2025 funding to create a centralized location for CAPS in Titan Hall, which is really great, and ramped up Tuffy's basic needs services at the center to better identify and serve students who experience the unforeseen hardships and emergencies and crises and catastrophic events that life brings. Through Student Affairs and in partnership with ASI, we finally provided a permanent on-campus food pantry that serves nearly 4,000 students last year. And the division also provided short-term emergency housing, hygiene products, clothing, and emergency grant funding for our students. And of course, we can't talk about Student Affairs without including athletics, where we continue to both emphasize the scholar-athlete model and concurrently perform on the field and the court with multiple Big West championships last year. Can you say Titan softball, Titan track and field, March Madness? Here's Dr. O with additional highlights.
Hello, saludos. My name is Tanansano Segura, and I serve as the Vice President for Student Affairs. I'm here to talk to you about what is happening in the Division of Student Affairs. I am coming to you from our new building in Housing and Residential Engagement. We have over 600 beds on campus and this beautiful lounge for our students to enjoy. In our college access and career pathways, our Career Center continues to be seen as a model among other universities, in particular for our First Gen program, which serves all of our First Gen students. In our engagement and well-being, our counseling and psychological services expanded on campus. Students can now access CAPS on the 3rd floor of Titan Hall. Our health services also continues to expand our violence prevention and advocacy area, which supports our campus community, students, faculty, and staff impacted by sexual assault, domestic violence, dating violence, stalking, harassment, and gender-based violence. In our identity and belonging, we held our first ever campus-wide First Gen Week, and we received the National Association Student Personnel Administrators First Gen Forward designation. Also, our Latinx and Community Resource Center, or LCRC, began celebrations of their 50th anniversary. We also held our first ever HSI Week to recognize our HSI designation and our Seal of Excellencia. ASI is doing some amazing things. They are continuing to expand the services offered by the ASI Food Pantry and to ensure that all students have the basic needs and resources to be successful at Cal State Fullerton. ASI also partnered with the Division of Student Affairs and significantly expanded its DEI focus by adding additional staff, training, evaluating internal policies and practices for institutionalized racism. And through our partnership, we held our first ever Beyond the Conversation speaker series. It featured speakers such as Angela Davis, Daniel Day Kim, and Michael Phelps. This year, our Beyond the Conversation is returning, and we have some amazing speakers lined up for our students, faculty, and staff to enjoy. In athletics, last season, we saw 3 teams win Big West Conference championships: our men's basketball, softball, and our men's track and field. In addition, our amazing and award-winning dance team brought home its 17th national championship. Our student athletes, foremost, are also students. We have a 97% graduation rate within our student athletes, and they have above a 3.0 GPA as they graduate and continue to be successful students here on campus. We also launched the Titan Sports Network, streaming over 100 events on ESPN Plus last year. Besides extending our brand and external reach, students are getting real work experience working in broadcasting and communications. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of the divisions for the wonderful partnership, in particular our colleagues in academic affairs. We continue to partner to make student success, retention, and our graduation initiatives grow. Thank you so much. Let's have a great start of the semester.
So I've already shared the amazing success of our very first comprehensive campaign, and so on that front, I'll just say, it takes a Titan, right? That's what we say every time. But in addition to fundraising and philanthropy, this year our Division of Advancement has emerged as one of the most primary communication conduits for Titans to help our campus navigate in the midst of a pandemic and as we return home. Through the Titans Return website developed by Strategic Communications, in addition, all the resources available for student success are listed there, including health and safety, financial aid, access to loaner computers, MiFi, study rooms, mental health support services, the food pantry. They've all been promoted via our official social channels. Talk about stepping up as a navigator. And thanks to University of Advancement, as we begin our work at the state and federal legislation level, we got a $5 million federal earmark for funding and a $1 million earmark from the state for funding the Titan Gateway to connect College Park and the rest of campus. But I tell you what, that was just the beginning. Next came $67.5 million for our ECS Innovation Hub, $88.9 million for a new affordable housing project, $2 million for the Center for Healthy Neighborhoods, $5 million for CSU Asian bilingual teacher education programs. These amazing funding opportunities, they came directly to Cal State Fullerton from the state. They are record-breaking, not only for CSUF, but for any CSU campus. The amounts awarded by the legislature directly to our campus were the result of incredible hard work, diligence, persistence, and a never-say-no attitude by our amazing government relations team. And I'd like to stop right here and personally give them a hand. And here's Greg with more about UA from last year.
Hello and welcome to a new academic year. For those I have not met, my name is Greg Sachs and I serve as the Vice President for University Advancement and also the Executive Director of the Cal State Fullerton Philanthropic Foundation right here at Cal State Fullerton. The offices that make up University Advancement include the College and Program Development Team, our Central Development Teams that include annual campaigns, advancement services, parent and family relations and events, our Alumni Engagement Team, our Government Community Relations Team, Strategic Communications, and our very own Admin and Finance Team. And these are the folks that also manage the Cal State Fullerton Philanthropic Foundation. So I'm going to start with our campaign update. So 2 weeks before the world really shut down in March of 2020, Cal State Fullerton launched the most ambitious fundraising event in its history. Its very first comprehensive campaign. The It Takes a Titan campaign started with a goal of $175 million, then we moved to $200 million, and then we eventually settled on $250 million. And we were able to make those changes because of our success. Well, I'm excited to share, through the amazing work of the entire university, and especially the leadership of our University Advancement Team, the campus is now 101% to the $250 million goal. But we're not done yet. We are wrapping this thing up at the close of the calendar year, and we look forward to seeing all of you at our campaign close event in March. Our Government Community Relations team also has done an amazing job keeping the university connected to all areas of Orange County and beyond. Through the state budget process that just closed in June, the campus received over $158 million to fund programs ranging from the ECS Innovation Hub to a new residence halls to the Center for Healthy Neighborhoods and several others. Our Strategic Communications team. Last year, they created such innovative tools as a Titan Spotlight and led all communication efforts across the university. They're also leading our Media Relations team, which just last year garnered over 1 billion impressions. Our Alumni Engagement team is the ultimate versatile group. When the campus had to deal with the pandemic challenges, they flipped their programming and as a result massively grew the number of alumni engaged in their programs. Those efforts have continued this year with a wonderful blend of in-person and virtual, and again seeing a record number of alumni involved across the demographic spectrum. So lastly, I want to highlight our admin and finance team, which day in, day out are behind the scenes keeping UA, as well as the Cal State Fullerton Foundation humming. This group processed over 600,000 additional scholarships this past year, while continuing to make upgrades to our systems and for future efficiencies. I feel so blessed to be at CSUF and especially to work with such an amazing UA team. Through their incredible work, the entire campus shines. Thanks for listening and have a great academic year.
So those are your divisions, but in other areas we had a banner year of awards and accolades and accomplishments which are validating the hard work that we are doing. Here are just some of the external awards that demonstrate that we are actually answering those questions I posed to you at the beginning. This past year, for the 4th year in a row, we received Insight into Diversity 2021, the Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award, or the HEED Award, for our work championing diversity and inclusion. We were also one of only 4 institutions in the nation to be named in the same week, no less, as both a Fulbright inaugural HSI leader by the U.S. Department of State and to receive the Seal of Excellencia from Excellencia in Education, the nation's premier authority in advancing Latinx student success. This past May, I accepted the 2022 Dr. Juan Francisco Lara Education Award from the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This honor was an award for our demonstrated commitment to the support, advancement, and education and success of our Latinx community. Additionally, the Campaign for College Opportunity recognized Cal State Fullerton as a 2021 Equity Champion for Excellence in Transfer for Latinx students, and a 2021 Champion of Higher Education for enrolling and supporting all ADT students. How does this work? How does this work, such as this DEI work and achievements, translate into student success? Well, they are part of what make us a university that is nationally ranked for both academic rigor and the lowest net cost. that is home to more Pell-eligible students than the entire Ivy League combined, home to more first-generation students than just about any other university in the state, and the largest CSU and the largest undergraduate university in California with more than 41,000 students, and the only CSU in Orange County. A university where we continue to receive 80,000 applications a year for about 8,500 spots. A campus where this past year, more Black Titans earned their doctoral degree than in any other year in our history. More Latinx students earned their Titan degree than in any other year in our history. More historically underrepresented students earned their bachelor's degree than in any other year in our history. More historically underrepresented students earned their master's degree than any other year in our history. And more women earn their degree than in any other year in our history. Now, with all those shiny new Titan degrees, I do want to pause to reflect for a moment on our slowed progress toward our GI 2025 goals over the past year. While we did see an increase in four-year graduation rates for first-time freshmen and two-year graduation rates for transfer students, the two key metrics, after multiple years of year-over-year improvement in every category, we are actually projecting a decrease in some areas, mostly in closing our equity gap, in that equity gap work, and it mostly seems due to pandemic-related issues. These setbacks, they remind us not only of the importance of this work, but the fragility of its success. Raising graduation rates and closing equity gaps requires an intense focus, a holistic approach, a commitment to accessibility and open navigation of our campus, the resilient pursuit of a 21st century academic experience inside and outside the classroom, and a dedication to creating that welcoming, inclusive, and equitable community that our students need and deserve, where they will all thrive and succeed. As we move forward, all of us, each division, each department, each college, at every corner of our campus, we must and will be committed to pursuing this goal. Already, our Division of Student and Academic Affairs are both assembling a comprehensive multi-pronged strategy to move us back on track to meet our graduation rate equity goals and close the equity gap by 2025. Which leads to the question, of course, of where are we going from here? For some, after listening to my recitation of all the awards and accomplishments, after listening to each of the divisions highlighting what they did last year, you might say, hey, we're doing pretty well. Let's just stay the course. And to those of you thinking that way, who might be thinking that way, say, yes. First, you are right. We are doing very well. We are doing amazing things. You are doing amazing things. But there's still so much to do. So many more opportunities to move our mission to the next level. So many needs of our students, our faculty, and our staff to be fulfilled. So many success stories to be written. And as I close my eyes and set my mind and plan and map and dream for our future this year and into the next decade, as complicated as it all is, as complex as the finance and budget process is, as embedded and entrenched as the systemic roadblocks of racism and discrimination and instruction are, as overwhelming and encompassing and engulfing as the basic needs, the mental health and the emotional well-being of our students are. In so many ways, I believe that the solutions can be discovered, the formula solved, the changes made by answering those three simple questions that we started with. What are we doing to help our students navigate our campus? What are we doing to assure that they thrive in their academic journey? What are we doing to make sure that they feel welcome, included, and part of the Titan family? For in asking these questions and then focusing on the answers, we will discover the solution to providing the transformative educational experience and welcoming environment for all our students that we strive for and that is laid out in Goal 1 and Goal 2 of our strategic plan. Some of you might take issue with the exact formulation of my questions. Some of you might say they're incomplete or not sufficiently complex. Some of you might have different variations on those themes. That's totally okay with me. But however you choose to describe it, our joint goal, our joint mission as educators, as mentors, as guides, at its core, is to be wayfinders for our students, facilitators of exploration and discovery, and builders of community where all have the opportunity to thrive and make their dreams come true. My hope is that however you choose to phrase these questions for yourself, as we move forward in the coming year and into our joint future, that these questions will drive you, that they will drive what you do. For if we commit to this work, to this constant self-inquiry and evaluation, then I am confident that it will be our governor toward excellence, a harbinger toward providing that special, unmistakable, and essential experience that all our students deserve. That experience that Zach described when he said, "Over the years, I slowly fell in love with the school. I don't think I would have a college education if I had not gone to Cal State Fullerton. I love the campus. I love the people. I love being a Titan." I am so proud to do this work. I'm so proud to do this work with you. I'm so proud of all we have accomplished so far. I am so excited about the future, where we're going to go. I'm so excited to be here with you right now. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Thank you so, so much, and let's make it a great year.
I'll be the first.
I got in. Dad, I got in.
You should know this one. Who knows it?
So how's it going in school?
Finish those before you go.
Management function that seeks to develop mutually beneficial relationships with all of our audience.
Hey, do you know what this word means? Empowerment? Authority or power given to someone to do something. T. Empowerment.
academic year, everybody.